Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back to our channel. My name is Becc. I am a professional mindset coach with a background as a medical doctor, and most importantly, I'm the founder of the group coaching program Dare Darling, where I retrain empathetic doctors to be unshakable as they deserve. On that topic, I have just jumped off a call with one of my brilliant clients, and I had a plan for whatever video I was going to film today, but I've thrown that out because, guys, I need to talk to you about the gifts from this lesson, the insights from this incredible doctor about mindsets and misunderstandings from our social conditioning and our conditioning as doctors that are getting in our way and holding us back, limiting us, the results that we want in our life. And this topic was on being disciplined and being consistent. So this is going to be a high yield video for any of you guys who also value discipline, being consistent, and being the kind of person who is resilient and has willpower, uses that willpower to create amazing results in their life. These few minutes are going to be high yield for you. Let's go. So my doctor had came to this session trying to tell me that basically, she had a discipline problem in ways that she wanted to in particular parts of her life, but the cost of that seemed to be that she couldn't show up in her life. And let me tell you, she was showing up incredibly in some parts of her life, but at the moment it was coming at the cost of showing up as her best version of herself in other parts of her life. Common, right? This is a common challenge for doctors. We don't usually have trouble doing one thing well. The challenge for us is juggling, trying to do all the things well. So she was trying to tell me she had a discipline, a willpower problem, and that's why she wasn't showing up consistently. And of course, as a coach, it's my job to get the facts first. So we delved into what she's actually trying to do here, how she's actually trying to show up in her life, what she's trying to achieve, what she's trying to use this willpower for. And what we found was in the self-inquiry process is that she was making the same mistake that so many of us who are hardworking, high-achieving people with particularly high standards for ourselves and what we want in our life. And that mistake was misusing, and I even want to say abusing her willpower. Here's what I mean by that. We will make plans as people who value being disciplined people and value this idea of resilience. I can overcome anything. So we'll make plans that rely on using willpower in 90% of our day. This is wrong. This is not how to utilize and get results from your willpower, right? This is not how willpower works. It's not how it can be used. You cannot afford to be planning to recruit willpower for the majority of your day. You are going to fail if that is your plan. You don't even have enough cognitive resources to get conscious enough to consciously apply your willpower for 90% of the day. And this is why I see brilliant, hardworking, intelligent people fail to be consistent. It's because their plan works so strongly against human psychology. It works so strongly against how our brains work. Instead, you should be using willpower and planning to rely on your willpower for no more than 10% of your day, right? And for the other 90% of your day, you should be making your brain work for you. You should be working with your brain. And by that, I mean using your brain to create desire and working with your natural desires, all right? This is taking into account our brain's natural reward system and our brain's natural behavior mechanisms and tendencies by which we will move towards activities, behaviors, habits that are actually associated with a reward for us. And this doesn't mean just giving yourself the cookie or doing what's easy. When I say reward, this can also be emotional rewards, things like satisfaction, things like excitement, things like desire. These are all sources of motivation. In fact, motivation is just a desire to do something. We should be using our brains on purpose to create desire. And so our energy naturally flows into that next behavior. And there's so much that we can do with mindset coaching in order to create that desire. Your life will be unlocked when you learn how to create desire, to create motivation. And this is what mindset coaching can do for you. And this is exactly what I did for my client in this session. This is how you create the result of consistency, all right? Willpower and discipline aren't the formulas to creating consistency. I promise you, the people who are impressively consistent in your life, they're not consistent because they're using willpower 90% of the day. They're consistent because consciously or subconsciously, they worked out how to work with the reward systems of their brains. That was the case for me too. I used to work so much harder way back when, say for example, when I was in med school, I used to work so much harder, use so much more willpower, use so much more discipline to create the results that I had then that weren't even as good as the results I have now. And I'm just talking about, let's just use the example of fitness and healthy eating and weight management, which isn't even something that I do or manage anymore because it comes naturally, because now I've worked with my behavior systems and also starting from valuing myself. But hey, how valuing yourself comes into this is a discussion for another video. But I really want you to hear that, guys. We might listen to all this like bro, tough alpha stuff that makes us think that the best results and even the only way to get good results and the only way to create the consistency that creates those results is by using willpower, discipline, by hurting, by it being hard. But actually, the reason I can be consistent in my life is because I've made doing what I want to do and doing what's good for me easy. I know that sounds too good to be true, but that's only because nobody ever taught you how to use your mind. And that's why I'm so incredibly passionate about what I do, because this is the win-win. And I've been where you are. And my client said this too. She's like, the problem is, and why I'm feeling so, is because I don't have the results I have and I'm so tired. She's doing all this other work in a business. I'm so tired. As if that tiredness was the nail in the coffin. Because in her mind, the only way to get better results is to work harder. There's a better way, and I cannot wait to show you it. But it's not something I can just tell you. I can sit here all day and blabber to you about it, but you actually need to come and do the work on yourself. It takes emotional regulation to be able to see and create the desire in yourself that is required for you to be motivated from a positive place, rather than having to use willpower and discipline. So if you know that this is something that you want in your life, if you know you can't keep going through these willpower cycles of working so hard until you absolutely break and then falling off and feeling like you can only tend to one part of your life at a time because you only have enough energy to use that willpower in one part of your life, then come and join us in Der Darling. Become that version of you that is consistent. Not through willpower and grit and running yourself into the ground. Yeah, 10% of the time we'll recruit that incredible, impressive part of you. But do it with working with yourself in a way that therefore is not only going to make that consistently so much more obviously achievable, but it's also going to make the process more easy, more effortless, and more enjoyable. I cannot wait for you to join us on the other side. The links are down below to learn more about Der Darling and join us if you've caught us at a time when the doors are open for new members of our cohort to come in. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.